Hello guys, so in this video I'm going to discuss this question candy. So I just came across this question and I started reading the question and it seemed like pretty intuitive to me, so I thought that I should make a video on it. So the aim of this video is to show that not every question that is labeled as hard is actually hard. I mean, questions are easy for someone and harder for someone. If someone has already seen something or some concepts, then the question is easier for them as compared to someone who has not seen it. So yeah, so the question is that there are n children standing in a line, and you have to give candies to these children subjected to the following requirement. So each child must have at least one candy. So everyone must have at least one candy. So yeah, and children with higher rating get more candies than their neighbors. What is the minimum candies you must give? So there might be many ways to do this question, but uh, I thought of one approach and I will discuss it now. Okay. So the thing to observe here is that first of all, one candy is given to everyone. So let's say this is our array 0, 1, or 2, 4, 0, 1, 2, 4, and let's say 1 again. Let's make this as 3. Okay. So one candy is given to at least everyone. Now, what I was thinking is that what we can do is that we can traverse the array from left to right. So everything that is fixed now is with respect to the very first element. So only one candy is given to the very first element, and if we consider the second element, which is 3, so clearly 3 is greater than 0, so more candies must be given to this guy. So if one candy was given to the previous one, so the candy given to this one would be now equal to previous plus one more, because we just need that the neighbor should get higher number of candies. So, and to allocate the minimum candies, we just need to increment 1. So whatever candy is given to the very previous guy, to the just previous guy, we can just give one more candy to the current guy with respect to that if the rating is greater. So 3 is greater, we give one more candy. Now when we come to 2, one candy is already given to 2 and the height of this guy is smaller than this. So 2 is smaller than 3. We don't need to give any extra candy to this guy. Only one candy was sufficient. Now again, same case will happen for 4 and nothing will occur for 1. So this will be 1 as it is. Okay, so I don't think that this was a very good example. Like previous example was much better. Yeah, so yeah, forget this example. So I mean, we are going to do the same thing here. So one candy is given to everyone, and now when we come to this guy, the height is smaller, so no extra candy, and to this guy, one extra candy. One extra candy with respect to the previous one. So the number of candies is obviously greater because we are just adding 1 to the previous thing, which was 1. So we are just adding 1 to 1, and so the condition is satisfied when going from left to right. So if the question was that we need to allocate candies with respect to the very previous guy, so just going from left to right would do the trick. But actually, this is not the case, because we are because what can happen is that someone might have a neighbor which is actually smaller than them and which is on the right side of them. For example, here we see that this 1 has a neighbor which is 0, and 0 is on the left side of that, sorry, on the right side of 1. So the number of candies given to 1 must be greater than the number of candies given to 0. So what we did was we traversed the array from left to right. Now we will traverse the array from right to left. So again, 2 will be given only one candy, nothing changes. Now 0 would be given only one candy, and 1 would be given 1 plus 1 candy. So this is the configuration we attain when we come from right to left, and this is the configuration we attain when we go from left to right. So, and what is the answer finally? So answer would be, for left to right it is 1 1 2, and for right to left it is 2 1 1. But since we need to follow both the conditions, so we will just take the maximum of the two. So it would be 2 1 and 2. So with a total of 5 candies, we can we can allocate total 5 candies to all these people, and both the conditions are satisfied. So each child has one candy, at least one candy, and children with higher rating get more candies than their neighbor. So instead of trying to solve the question with in n square, checking everyone and then corresponding to that, like rippling the effect of everyone throughout the array, what we did was that we checked the array from left to right and right to left. So you can think that array is something like this. Like you can think of this as a graph. So these are the candies, these are the ratings. So rating will either increase or decrease or remain constant. So why does this work? So it works like this, when we go from left to right, we can see that the heights are increasing. So whatever was given to the very first guy, the second one would be obviously greater than that, the third one would be greater than that. So this is it. And when we come to this guy, the height obviously decreases. So the height decreases, and by default it has one candy, so it will have one candy only and nothing changes here. And the same thing will occur when we go from when we go on. Now again the height is smaller, so 1 1 and then again 2 and then 1 2 3. So you can see the largest number in this array actually tells us that what is the continuous increasing height for the total number of people. Actually that is not true, because it might happen that these people have the same height, so and this one has greater height. So yeah, so forget that, I said that. So actually so yeah, so you can see that the array increases with respect to the so whatever the configuration we get till here, whatever the configuration till we get till any ith point is dependent on the configuration we got till I minus 1 point. So the problem is already solved for I minus 1, it is correct for I minus 1, and hence it is correct for I. So we can prove it by induction that if it is correct for the 0th element, assuming it is correct for the 0th element, then it is also correct for the first element, and then assuming that it is correct for any I minus 1 element, we can say that it is also correct for any ith element. So I can be anything. So yeah, by induction it can be proven when moving from left to right, but it is from left to right, right? It is not from right to left. So we can do the same thing again from right to left. So we can just think that we have divided the subproblem into two different problems, going from left to right and from right to left. And yeah, so whatever the answer we get from left to right is with respect to the very first element, and the answer is correct. Whatever the answer we get from right to left is also correct. And let's say we choose any point. So we just need to prove that since the left to right is correct and right to left is correct, the maximum of that will be correct. So clearly the maximum of those two will actually satisfy both of them, right? So for example, if at some point we have 1 and 2 corresponding to two directions, so if we, instead of keeping 1, or if we keep only 1 here, then this 2 won't be satisfied, but if we keep 2 here, then it would be satisfied, right? So yeah. And what happens when we come to the very next point? So suppose this was again 3 1. So again we will keep the maximum 3. Yes, 3. Okay, so we will keep the maximum, which is 3. So So now the only doubt we have, the only doubt I have actually is that it can happen that this one is smaller, this one is smaller than the very previous one, but we are keeping it 3. So this should not be 3, right? But will this case arise? If it was already greater than the previous one, and let's say, yeah, let's fix the directions. So if it was greater than the previous one, and if the previous one was 1, so this must have been 2, and if it is 3, then yeah, if it is 3, then we don't know what is the next one, whether it's smaller or greater, but we know that this 3 is actually greater than this 2. So yes, and suppose let's say this was 1 instead of 3, it would have been 1, then also the maximum would be 2. And this is obviously 1, and then also maximum would have been 2, and this and all this also satisfies the constraints. So simply put, it satisfies. If you take the maximum, obviously it is going to be greater than the value it already has. Okay, so it is going to be greater than the value it already has. So either it is greater than the previous value. Okay, so I am confused. I am confused in explaining. So yeah, just don't think about all the explanations. Like, think about the very beginning one. Like, this is correct. When going from left to right, we fix something, and we know that if ith element is correct, then I plus 1th element is also correct. And so in this way we can fix the array while going from left to right, and in the same way we fix the array while coming from right to left. So yeah, and we take the maximum value out of those two, and we are sure that the maximum is already obviously greater than both of those elements, whether it's left to right or right to left. So it satisfies the constraints, and yeah, so this works. So if we were to code it, the code would be very short. uh, Left right are two arrays, and what is n? It is actually length of the ratings array, and let's call it a because it's shorter to write. And when we go from left to right for I equals 1, I less than n, I plus plus, if ai is greater than ai minus 1, then left I is equal to left I minus 1 plus 1. We just give it one more extra as compared to the previous one, and by default we just in the very beginning we allocate one element to everyone because that is the default. So yeah, this works. And again, for n minus 2, I less than equals 0, I minus minus, if ai greater than ai plus 1, right I is equal to right I plus 1 plus 1. Answer is equal to max of left I and right I, and return the answer. And what is max? It's a function that takes two integers and returns an integers. If a is greater than b, then it returns a, else it will return b. Okay, so we allocated everything as 1. We made the array of the right size. It is n minus 2 because we are not considering the last element. If current is greater than the next one, that is the right one. If current is greater than the previous one, okay. Let's print what our left and right array looks like. So it means that our max function is wrong actually. But okay, it is not answer equals to but answer plus equals to. Okay, yeah, so this must be correct now. And yeah, so this is accepted. So the only idea is that check once while going from left to right and check once while going from right to left. I might have not explained this very properly, but yeah, it's pretty intuitive, so I did that question like that. And yeah, but there's one more way to do this question, and that is a bit lengthy, but it is very easy to explain. We can sort the array. What we can do is we can make a pair of values, or I will say rating I comma I. So we can make a pair of this and we can sort according to this pair. So this, and then we know that the very first rating would be the smallest rating, so we can assign 1 to that, and then we can assign 1 to the very next rating, which is the next smaller rating. Now if the third rating is, let's say, right here, then we would assign the maximum of these two values, the maximum of these two values plus 1. So initially all values are 0. So initially all values are 0 and we will assign it maximum of these two. So we will just assign this the maximum of these two, which is 0 and 1, so 2, maximum of these two plus 1. So in this way we know that the order in which this array is getting filled is from lower to higher. So already the value assigned to the lowest is the smallest value, and then as we go up the ladder the value increases as compared to the previous and the next value. So the value given in this way would be like, it would take only one pass, but the sorting would take additional n log n complexity. So that is why it is a bit more it has a bit more complexity, but it is easier to reason about, because obviously we are picking the one with the lowest rating first and then assigning the value to that guy, and then we are picking the next high rating and the next high rating, and like that. So whatever the value is assigned to any person would be the correct value based on its neighbors, and initially all values are 0. So that would also work, and you can try to implement it. So it's kind of like an exercise which you can try. But yeah, so these are the two ways we can do this question. And length of the video is already 19 minutes. What I can do is that I can actually also try to implement that in C++, because like I'm more fluent in this. So yeah, let's see. So vector pair int comma int, and let's say a, then for int I equals 0, I less than n, I plus plus. What is n? It is actually ratings dot size, and here, so while going while traversing the array, we need to push back ratings I comma I, and then we sort all of ratings, begin ratings dot end, vector int answer. So everything is 0 in the beginning. Now for auto I, so this actually fixes the order of the indexes that we fill the array in. So the order in which we fill the array. Okay, yeah. So I dot second is the index, and int idx is equal to this. So if idx is greater than 0, then we will check int max is equal to 0. If idx is greater than 0, then max is equal to max of okay, so idx minus 1. If idx is less than n minus 1, then max is equal to max of ratings idx plus 1 comma max. So let's just check that it works till now. I mean, it compiles. Yeah, so it's actually a dot pushback. Okay, we need to return something, return answer. So I'm just checking that this compiles. Okay, int answer double s. Okay, so it works and it returns a random value for now, and let's fix that. So what we are seeing is that, so mx is actually the max rating out of the neighbors. Or we can say this: if idx is greater than 0 and if the rating of the current element is greater than rating of the previous element, then mx is actually equal to this comma answer. Because if this is not the very first element, then we are checking if the rating is greater than the previous element, then answer would be max of the max and mx value that we have taken and the answer of the very last value. And similarly, if this and this is greater than ratings idx plus 1, then this would be again answer idx plus 1, and after that answer is equal to answer idx is equal to max plus 1, and we just need to return so dot begin. I don't know whether this will work or not. So accumulate just accumulates every value to this value 0 while going from beginning to end, and this doesn't work. And I don't have much idea why. So this is sorted in the very right order, and so again let's print everything. Yeah. So it's 1 2 3, but it should be actually 1 1. So it's actually, it should be 2 1 2, right? Yeah, so it should be 2 1 2. So I'm just checking what are the values that we are getting. So first should be 1. Okay, so first should be 0, which is 0, and then answer idx becomes 1. So what we are doing is we are sorting ratings. That is again a very silly mistake and a very dumb mistake by me. So we are sorting this ratings array, which we don't need to do. We actually need to sort this A. So yeah, so this should work now. So we sorted from lower to higher on the basis of ratings, and then we assigned the minimum value to the lowest rating, and then we assigned slightly higher value to the next rating and the next rating, and so on, based on the neighbors, what the neighbors are. So this is easier to understand and reason about, and it is just sorting and assigning values in the very right order. So I hope this question is clear now, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. And before that, I will also update this. So candy hard, which was actually not that hard. So implementation, sorting, logic, traversing in right order. Yeah, so I think you get it. So logic is, can also remove this. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.